Anthropic just dropped a major update to Claude Code in the desktop app. If you're on an older version of Claude Code, you'll see something like this, where there's still these 3 tabs for chat, cowork, and code, and the interface for Claude Code looks something like a ChatGPT or Claude introduction window. Now, when you log in and you get into the Claude desktop app, you're going to see something like this, with an intro pane, a left-hand side bar with your different projects, and the selection between code, cowork, and chat is just going to be these tiny little icons over here. Additionally, Anthropic says here that they add an integrated terminal, file editing, HTML and PDF preview, and a faster diff viewer, all in a drag and drop layout that you can arrange to your preference. Now, I recently released a full 3-hour course on Claude Code, and in the course, I explicitly recommended against using the desktop application because of what a bad experience it was to work in that environment. Additionally, even though most of my videos are about Claude Code, I personally use Codex for 80% of my work. And in this video, which I just released 5 days ago, I argue that Codex's $100 plan has kind of killed Claude Code. There's no longer any reason to use Claude Code, but part of the big advantage Codex had over Claude Code was how much better Codex's desktop application is than Claude Code's desktop application. So in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the new desktop app and also give you my point of view on whether this at all changes the calculus of whether you should be using Claude Code or Codex for your own agentic coding needs. So, all right, you log into Claude Code and you'll see this, where you can see how much you've been using Claude Code by day. I guess that's like token count. And so I had this little period where I just said, fuck it, Codex is so much better. And recently I've been using Codex and Claude Code side by side, which is why you see that. Now, over here, you can start a new project. You can choose whether you want to have it local or SSH. So if I click here and say add SSH host, if you've got a remote machine on which you want to use Claude Code, whether that's a machine at your home or an external server, you'll be able to use this interface. So that's pretty cool. That's something that Codex does not have, and I like that this is now a possibility. Right over here, I can come and select from different projects. Here, you can choose different branches for a given project. And here, you can choose whether you want to work in a work tree or in a local copy. And so if you're not familiar, work trees are parallel instances of your code base on which you're able to work on multiple aspects of a code base, which may intersect in terms of the types of files you're working on without each work tree colliding with others. Right here, I can choose between the different permissions modes in Claude Code. On the left-hand side over here, I'm able to see the different projects in which I have an active thread. And you can see this little tiny icon here. That means that this particular thread is on a work tree. One of the cool new features which Claude Code has released is a new diff viewer. So when you make a change, you're now able to see here the diffs that have been created. And right here, this thread I was working on, I had made a pull request and I've already merged it in. You can choose the model, you can choose the effort, and you can see here exactly when your 5-hour weekly limits come up and how far along you are in the current context window. Something else I really like about this new Claude Code is that they make it easy from here to both open up a standalone terminal, and if you set up this preview functionality, you're able to open up the development server of your application right here within the Claude Code interface. So I can drag this and make this bigger. If I just want to see this, I can X out and now see this entire website. So this website is my website, AIMBA.io, on which I've got various tutorials on all sorts of different topics. And so similarly here, I can go right here. It looks a little bit different because this is my development server. And so it's hitting the development database. But I really like this. This is pretty similar to Cursor's interface, where you're able to similarly see the thing that you're editing, that you're working on, and the agentic session that's interacting with it. Now, I spend most of my time right here in the Codex desktop app. And if you look at this, if you've never seen the Codex desktop app before, you'll think, wow, this looks exactly the same. And I think there's a good reason for that. The Codex desktop app is kind of a miraculous, in my opinion, application. It set the standard for what these agentic coding interfaces should look like. And what we've seen is that other agentic coding interfaces, such as Cursor, which recently announced Cursor 3, basically just decided we're going to copy Codex too. Claude Code even announced today a feature called routines, which it says here, templated routines that can be kicked off on schedule by API or webhook. So you come here, choose new routine, and then you can basically set up some automation locally or remotely that is going to kick off, for example, a daily code review. And who did they perhaps get this idea from? Well, what does Codex have in here but automations? And what do I have here but a stand-up summary that summarizes my Git activity in one of my projects for stand-up every single day? So it's no surprise if all of these interfaces seem to be converging to each other. Codex has had perhaps the first mover advantage of figuring out what the optimal interface should look like, but now Claude Code is right on its heels. Now, just like the command line interface or the desktop app previously, if you type in / you're able to see all your different skills here. I think that the way in which you're able to preview the skills, it's right there in small type, is better than it was in the past, in my opinion. And if you click on this tiny plus icon over here and go right here, you can see your available plugins. I really like this compound engineering plugin, and you're able to see all the skills in a given plugin now very easily. And to me, that's a very nice interface. Sometimes when you're using a plugin, you may not even be aware of all the skills that are made available in a plugin. And so I actually quite like that. That's one thing which I think is quite a lot better in Claude Code generally than Codex. It's the plugin system. I recently also made a video on Codex's plugin system, but it's a little bit less mature. Claude Code definitely has a lot more available, and it's better set up and configured overall to allow you to package in skills, subagents, hooks, everything in one repo and easily share it and distribute it. The last two main features that I want to demo with you guys are file editing and then also the HTML and PDF preview. So I'll come here, I'll say new session, and then I'm going to do this in the AI MBA project, and I'll want it to be on a new work tree. And what I'm going to say, let's see if voice mode works. There we got voice mode. Let's try it out. Okay, you got to give access to the microphone. I'm going to do that, and I can choose what to use as a microphone. Okay. I want to do something new. I want to create a new proposal based off the Claude Code for Economists proposals that you already see in the repo. One of the ones that's a 2-day proposal. And I want to make it for Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. So add in some magical, fun elements about Gryffindor and Ravenclaw and all that stuff, and then compile the PDF for me. All right, let's see how that goes. So just for context here, I do a lot of trainings on Claude Code specifically for economists. I've got a PhD in economics. And so one of the main things I offer is something like this, where I have, intensive workshops on my site for teaching economists how to use Claude Code, because it's really revolutionizing the economics profession. And so in this repo, I have a bunch of proposals I've made for universities, central banks, and other institutions who have reached out to me. And so here, I'm trying this fun exercise of seeing, all right, let's see if I can make a new PDF based off one of the existing ones, but have it branded / created for Hogwarts. And we'll find out if it actually works. And so one of the things that's going on here is that you see that there's not a lot of output that's showing up. Well, if you come here, you can see the amount of sort of thinking traces that you would like to be able to see. And so you can also change that to verbose, which lets you see like all these individual details of what's going on, like under the hood, the output of every single command that's being run. You got this summary mode, which is, I guess, the most limited. But I think that what I probably like is normal, when I'm just okay with it going on with whatever it's doing under the hood, or thinking here where sometimes seeing the thinking traces can be helpful for deciding how to debug. But right now, it's just going on and creating a Hogwarts-themed version of another version I made for one more university, and then it's going to compile that with Pandoc. So let's see how that goes. Now, while that thing is running, one thing which should be said is that there's already a PDF reader in Codex. So this is not really innovating on top of Codex. It's just coming on and matching what Codex is already doing. But the Codex desktop app does not have this feature where you're able to see a preview of the actual site right in the application. And so something I'm pretty excited about is one, seeing Codex try to now meet these new features that Claude is offering, and also to see if for mobile app development, we eventually get some interface right here in Codex or in the Claude Code application with which we can develop mobile apps side by side with the agentic session. Now, another feature which Claude Code has gotten from Codex is this one. So if you look over here, you see that this little blue dot is now there in the left corner. And that's exactly something that Codex had initially innovated on. Right now, I don't have any threads from which I have anything going on that I haven't looked at. But here in Codex, now when there's a thread which you haven't looked at yet and which deserves your attention, this little blue dot comes up. And so in the past, I would be running Claude Code in some kind of environment like this, or I would have a bunch of tmux sessions all split up like this and organized into different windows and panes. And it was very difficult to keep track of what was going on with my Claude Code sessions. But the Claude desktop app was previously so trash that I didn't want to use it. Now, I think it's improving enough and has improved enough that if I was to use Claude Code and make that my definitive tool, then this is the environment in which I would use Claude Code. So if I go here, we see that this PDF has now been produced. Let's take a look. Wow, that's actually a pretty nice PDF reader. So this PDF reader looks like the exact same that I would have in my browser. And I wonder if it's just borrowing the same one. So what does this thing say? This short course is a practical introduction to AI-assisted research and spellcraft workflows for the magical community. Dr. Aniket Panjwani, Honorary Ravenclaw, Platform Flu Network Compatible Zoom. Dr. Aniket Panjwani holds a PhD in economics from Northwestern University, Muggle institution, generally well regarded. I wonder what the applications are going to be. Take a volunteer's real problem, perhaps a Charms PhD candidate's data analysis, or Professor Flitwick's lecture notes to Beamer conversion and Bear program on it live. Why not to rely on giant claude.md files, the Hogwarts a history anti-pattern? There is one thing I'll say, which is that no matter which one is better for coding, Claude is just by far ahead on any kind of creative writing, as you're seeing right here. And so this PDF reader is pretty freaking nice. It's better, in my opinion, than this PDF reader, which is a little bit cumbersome. You got to click here to go to next page. So I don't really like that. And so what's my verdict overall at this point? Does this, for me, move the needle and make me want to use Claude Code as my definitive agentic coding tool? And the answer is still no, and I'll show you why. So I had made this video earlier, and I had accidentally made this video with an earlier version of the Claude desktop application. So I had to take it off of YouTube and put it back up. And the funny thing that had happened right when I was about to close out that video is that what occurred when I tried to do my final little test is I came over here and I hit my Claude Code limits. And that, for me, is really the fundamental issue with Claude Code. I'm very happy with the direction in which they're moving with this Claude desktop application. It's great. In many ways, it's as good or better than the Codex desktop application. It seems to have pretty much just copied them, added on a few more things, but the things it's adding on are good. But in this video that I put out a few days ago, the argument I basically made was that the model itself, the underlying model, is a fair bit better in Claude Code. The desktop app, this is now dated, but the desktop app is a lot better. But this thing, really importantly, the amount of usage you get out of a $20 Codex plan, in my opinion, is comparable to what you're getting out of a $100 Claude Code plan. Claude Anthropic seems to be quantizing their models or serving lesser performant models pretty often. And recently, OpenAI has made it that the $100 plan unlocks ChatGPT Pro, which is very powerful even for coding applications. And so, in my opinion, this is a very good movement in the right direction. It basically puts the Claude desktop app right about equal or better with the Codex desktop app, but it doesn't move the needle for me in terms of what tool I'm going to be using as my preferred tool. If you've got any questions for me about Claude Code, agentic coding, or anything in this space, join my school server, the AI MBA. We've got 1,700 people in here, a mix of economists, business people, AI developers, and it's pretty active. People are asking questions and engaging in here all the time. And if you want personalized mentorship from me, then come in here to the AI MBA Pro. We get on weekly calls and I hold you guys accountable to your goals. And so week over week, I'm going to remember and have you actually write out what your goals are and what you're focusing on. And then the following week, I'm going to come in and ask you, all right, how do we do approaching your goals with agentic coding, whether that's for research, for your business, to try to develop your own AI consulting practice, whatever that may be. I've seen it all. And so I can give you advice in a lot of different spaces. So that's it for today. Peace.